What the fuck? Uh-oh. Stuff's happening. Stuff's happening. What's happening? Stuff's happening here. All right. Wow. That was weird. All right. I got a package. Guys, I got a package. Right here. Small package, see? About the size of my hand. But I got from Dollar Meg. Dollar Meg. I know what this is, but I wanted you guys to see it. Not a lot going on tonight. Really, not a lot. I had an invitation to come up on Gremlin's channel with Adam J tonight, and I got in the house late. I was out, and I got to apologize. I mean, lately, the last 3 weeks, I've been out splitting, cutting, stacking wood for this winter, getting my stove ready for this winter, getting stuff done around here that I haven't been able to do in the last year because I've had 2 surgeries in the last year. So now that I'm feeling better, a little stronger, I can go out and get some stuff done. Uh, and I haven't been up as much. I've been on streams and chats. I just haven't been up on streams uh, as a guest much or as a panelist. I was up on Supreme Ginger Stackers Saturday. Was it yesterday or Wednesday? Saturday, I think. We show me Stacker, and after one race, I had to pass. But one race, and my wife called me, and she's been going through some stuff with her mother. Her mother's dying slowly but surely with a precursor to bone cancer, blood cancer, and her bone marrow is not producing blood cells, red blood cells, and having problem with calcium and other things, getting platelets and blood transfusions, whole blood transfusions, and trying to figure out medications and not being able to eat. This is the third night in a row my wife has stayed over at my in-laws' place because my mother-in-law's got to go to uh, a doctor's appointment in the morning, and then my wife's got to go to work, and so I got a gas line from my house to my LP tank that's got to be replaced on Tuesday. So there's a lot of things I'm missing out on, but stuff's got to get done. So, I know it's hard on my wife too because she lost her older sister, her next older sister than her, a few years ago to suicide, and just lost her youngest sister this last year. Died naturally in her sleep. She was 45 years old. Don't know why. Just had an enlarged heart. Um, Her dad died when she was a young kid, just like my dad did. So she has her stepdad and her mom, uh, and she's got her other brothers and sisters. But even her brother, her only brother, has had 2 forms of cancer, and actually he is actually in remission from both types of cancer, which is a good thing. So, yeah, I know stuff's been hard. I've been batching it, trying to keep it together as much as possible. She came home today for a few hours just to dig dirt for that new gas line. She wanted to do that, so I'll let her do that while I'm doing wood. And I think she got it pretty much dug out. Oh, yeah, it's been a deal. I'm trying to dehydrate tomatoes and take care of what's left of the garden, take care of my honeybees at the same time. Just get everything ready for winter. So, hi, Darren. Big winter tonight. Hi, Daryl. How are you guys doing, man? Yes, and it's Darren's birthday today, if you guys didn't know that. So wish him a happy birthday. And then when he did win um, on Adam J's race, he turns around and donates everything to the WWP uh, auction. So really, really nice, man. Really, really nice. I plan on bidding on a lot of that stuff you guys donated um, this time at the WWP auction. So it's going to be kind of neat. I don't know. What do you guys think of the news? Um, Israel bombing Beirut and our intelligence apparatus in this country letting that news out early and kind of screwing over Israel. Well, the powers that be in our government didn't want Israel to carry out that operation, and they were doing everything they could to sidetrack it. Israel sidestepped that, did it anyway, and good on them. As far as I'm concerned, the whole world right now needs to be in a new crusade. We need to start the crusades all over again. And you don't get it much here in the United States, but the news out of England, Ireland, France, Germany, Belgium, Sweden, um, with the crime problem that unchecked immigration has done to their countries, the citizens are starting to fight back now, but the law enforcement, being an arm of the apparatus in those countries, is not doing anything about it. So there needs to be a new crusade. They have uh, announced jihad against Western civilization and white culture and a white race. So it's time we responded in kind. Fuck it. I'm tired. I'm tired of pussyfooting around. It's time to kill these motherfuckers. Done. You want to um, preach jihad against me? I'm going to preach crusade against you, motherfucker. All right, I'll get off it. That spot in there. Yeah, you do. You have Darren. You got that spot in the big race on the WWP. So yeah, and you won Kiwi's glasses race last night. Well, cool, man. Cool for you. I was there for a little bit. Didn't say nothing to anybody. Left a like, and I had to go. I was tired, man. I was tired, and I could not come up tonight on Gremlin's Adam J stream because I got in the house late. I was sitting there filling my face with supper when I got his email. When I checked the email, and I got it, and then when I'm just done filling my face, I'm ready to come up. He says, "Ah, it's going to be my last race for the night." Ah, yeah, turtle, me again. Let's take a check. Let's check this out and see what it is. I know what it is. I know what this is because we were talking about it night before last. We were making a lot of jokes, and I thought it was kind of funny. Meg had me laughing so hard, and I don't know about you guys, but when $1 Million Meg laughs and she gets to laughing so hard she can't catch her breath, that makes me laugh so hard. I'll bet you, man. I'll bet you that was a great win. I just could not keep my eyes open any longer. I was done. That was it. Otherwise, I'd have stayed. But wow. You talk about taking a toll out of a person. You don't go outside and do any physical labor for a little over a year and then go outside and try and bust your butt, cutting, splitting, and stacking wood. Holy crap, man. Uh, I go out and work for half a day, come in, and be off the next day because I could not go back out. I'm finally building, finally, little by little by little, building back up, getting my strength back. Or I can go out and work a half a day now, go out and work the next day, half a day. And if I take it easy, I can, if I take it easy, I can make a whole day. But man, I'm telling you, I ain't putting in those 16, 12, 16 hours like I used to. I tell you that. All right, let's pull this out of here. Let's see what we got. Ah, ah, she squirreled me. Look at that. I got candy. And there's a package in there too. Oh, what a nut. What a nut. And that's it. Nothing else left in there. What a nut. You guys don't know it, but I don't know, every week and a half, 2 weeks, I send her and Gremlin a bunch of candy. just to keep things interesting. And now she's gotta send me candy back. That's funny. That is funny. I did not expect that. I knew what was in there as far as a race win, but I did not expect candy. I got Tootsie Rolls and Tootsie Pops and Fruit Chews. Oh man, I'm gonna have to step up my game. I am going to have to step up my game. You know what this is? If you guys were on when was the last night? Saving Saturday? You know what this is because we were making jokes about it all night, man. All night. I know what it is. Come on there, you little bugger. Oh, I want to save that if I can save it. There it is. Got it. Was there a bag in there or something? There is a bag or something in there. Ah, you know what? I can make more of them. Yep. There was. There was a bag in there. I knew it. See what that is? It's the Beaver. It's the Beaver. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. West Texas Stacker. You forgot the Beaver? No. We were making so many jokes about the Beaver that I got Meg to say that I had a wonderful Beaver after I won. She didn't want to, but she did. I know I got here fast, man. That's cool. And who makes these? Oh man. Of course. Mutiny Metals Limited. That's the first time I ever seen Mutiny Metals put limited on there. Huh. Wow. That's neat. You see that? Mutiny Metals Limited. Oop, upside down, of course. Mutiny Metals Limited. I never saw that before. I've seen Mutiny Metals before, but not limited. So I don't know what that means, or if they just decided they wanted to. If they just decided they wanted to put that on there now. But there you go, man. I got my Beaver. You know, I have several things from $1 Million Meg that I got my Pistol Pete. I got oh my gosh, what else have I got from her? Who Wants to Shuck Me? My Grammys, Who Wants to Shuck Me? And oh, what's the other little one? Those little Grammys. I've kept those separate with other pours that I'm going to keep forever and ever. Probably never get rid of them. Probably never get rid of them. My daughters will probably inherit them. We'll put Mr. Beaver over here so you guys can take a look at him. Yeah, I'll probably never get rid of those. You got her, Beaver? I wasn't real big on the car pours. I really like this Beaver for some reason, just because it looks so goofy. But uh, Ward, you're Lord on the Beaver last night. Yes, dear. Oh man, that that took me by surprise. I did not expect this. That was funny. That was funny. I'm glad she did that. Now I got to step up my game. What am I gonna do? Okay. Well, we got that package open. I really did want to come up tonight um, with Adam J because I found something. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Man. 3 in a row? What does that mean? 3 in a row. I found something in my mom and stepdad's estate um, that I think is kind of neat, but I was going to give it away tonight and I didn't do it. You guys know what this is? It looks like a slide rule. It is a slide rule, but it is a metric converter. Before we ever had cell phones and calculators and things like that. It's an antique and it's in the original packaging yet. it had a price tag on it, but it got peeled off somewhere along the way. I had to put some tape, scotch tape on the side because it was plastic was coming open just a little bit, but I was going to give that away as an antique. So I'm going to have it up here. It'll still be here. Yeah, burnt beans are cool. Yeah, lemon heads would be cool too. Let's see. It's gotta be something along the lines of Mary Kay or something like that. You know what I mean? Yes, I did get to see Adam J's bottles. They were very cool. Yes, you never ever get to see those bottles with the printed paper labels on them. Ever. All right, I'm gonna move this camera around just a little bit so you can see my lovely face. No, you never ever. Oh, do you guys notice back up there in the window? You see the two honeybee sun catchers? Those are from Jessica over at Stacking with Passion. And then if you look, there's one in the middle. It's a little green parachute with a guy underneath of it. That was given to me by a good friend of ours, as another skydiver that knows I like to jump gutter gear when I was younger. And gutter gear meaning anything older than what the current skydiving stuff was. So I would jump anything old. I don't care what pterodactyls, any round canopy. Um, I had a military MC3 paracommander at one time, packed in a sleeve in a 4-pin main. Um, I would jump anything. What was that great big old 5-cell square canopy with a really long lines? I forget what that name of that one was, but I jumped one of those. That was a really fun canopy. That was a really fun canopy. And everybody nowadays is into the smaller is faster wings. They're not actually parachutes anymore. They're more of a elliptical wing, and smaller is better because they're building up enough speed that when they come into land, when they flare, they have such a long landing streak, and then they touch down. Where with the old F-111 canopies, square canopies, I had a 7-cell. I got one in my closet yet. 7 cells. The landing angle is a lot steeper, and you still get a flare at the end, but the angle is a lot steeper. You know, the angle is more like this instead of like this. You know what I mean? Instead of like this. So it's more vertical than horizontal. Nowadays, the canopies are horizontal when they land and not vertical. So anyway, that's one fun little thing up there. And if you guys haven't actually been over and seen Jessica at Stacking with Passion, and a lot of times Bait the Hook will be on with Jessica to kind of help her out and run races and stuff. Um, um, he runs his own stuff too every once in a while, and I go over on his channel and play with him. He's still got a wallet. I think, yeah, he's still got a wallet for me. So one of these days I'll get it. I don't know. I got wallets with, like, if I look at my notes here, I have wallets with Gold Sniping Farmer, Tooly, Adam J, Ashley, Bait the Hook. Man, I don't know who else I got a wallet with. So yeah, I got to learn to keep track of that stuff better. Otherwise, I had a wallet with Snoopy, and I forgot all about it until I asked. Oh, I might have one with pizza. I have to ask him too. I like my little beaver. I like my little beaver. That is so cool. And it looks like what he's holding in his hands has a fingernail on it. I don't know. You can't really see it that good. Let me go like this. Maybe you can see it better if I do this. Nope. Ooh. Hold up. We're going to have to turn down the intensity just a little. Do you see right up? I think it's right there on the end of the finger. It looks like a fingernail. It doesn't look like a piece of wood. It looks like a finger. I don't know. I could do something else, but I think that's as low as my light will go. So, but yeah, I don't know. Do this. You see that? It looks like a finger. And it looks like a fingernail on the end of it. I don't know. You tell me. That's what it looks like. Then I was talking to Michael Stacking the other day, and I don't know if I told you or not, but I got this many Morgans right here. I was ready to trade him for peace dollars, and I took individual pictures and stuff and emailed, and I haven't heard anything back yet. So I don't know if he wants them or not. But anyway, that's what we're going to do there. I like peace dollars better than I like Morgans. So if I can get, and there's nothing special or valuable in those Morgans. Most of them, half of them are kind of slick, but there are like 3 or 4 of them that have some really nice toning. I have a couple of really nice ones in there, but really nice toning on them. And I don't know if he wants them or not. And if he doesn't, that's no big deal. I'll put them back out in the drawer with the rest of them, or back out in the safe with the rest of them, because I got, what do they say, 26 peace dollars. And I can generally pick them up for 24, 26 bucks when I go to the LCS up in Rochester, Minnesota. He has a bowl or box of just peace dollars that are calls. I mean, it's not a big deal. And I'll pick up a year or two here, or one that looks better than the rest, or whatever. So it's not a big deal. I don't really care. What I did do today on Coin Cruise auction was I picked up a 93 and a 96 silver US proof set, silver sets now. And I'm looking for a 94. I have Keith looking for one. He's going to a coin show this next week. But when the girls were my girls, I have 3, I forget how old they were. I gave them each a U.S. proof set, but it was a clad set, the blue sleeves, and the silver proofs are black sleeves. And I gave them each a blue set for their birth year. And this Christmas, I want to give them a black set for their birth year. Plus, they're each getting a Durban coin bell. Plus, they're each getting a Durban small angel bell. Plus, they're getting um, a Hillbilly Samurai pen, custom made pen. So, and I've ordered a gift for my youngest daughter's boyfriend. Well, he's got one here already, but I got another one ordered, so that's on the way. Um, my oldest daughter's husband, he's such a hard one to buy for, man. It's a hard one to buy for. I don't know. I'll figure out something there. But then I got 6 days, my wife's birthday coming up, so I got to buy her a card and something, little gift. She turning 60. What the hell is she? Turning 65. July, August, September, October. She turned 65, 56, 59, yeah, 65. So, got to get her something. She's going to have to go up to Fort McCoy and get her permanent ID card. Permanent ID card for a dependent. So I won't have to be paying on TRICARE for her anymore. She will also be getting TRICARE for life, which is free when you're over 65. So that'll be one more expense I don't have. And then, you know, I would really love to sit and discuss coins all night and where I think silver and gold is going to go. But I think you guys are probably of the same thought that I am. I don't know about silver, but I do know that gold is going to go higher. Gold's going to lead. Silver will probably follow. But like I was discussing with Keith today on the phone from Coin Crew, is I think we're going to see $3,200 gold within 6 months, I think. But definitely going to be over 3,000. I don't know if we'll reach 32, but 3,000, yes. Silver, I said, what, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, I think the new floor for silver is $30. And it went down lower than that. It went to 27 something, 28, 29, bounced around there for a little while, back up 30, 31, 31 something. I think it's not going to be long before we don't bounce under $30 again, where we're going to stay above. 32 was the new resistance. We can break that And I don't know if we have and actually stayed there overnight, but I think that 30 is the new low. That's the new floor. I don't think we're going to go below that too much more anymore. And you guys, if you feel the same way, buy accordingly. I mean, seriously. If you don't, wait for the drop. See what happens. Just don't be surprised if it doesn't. I'm not. I'm not entirely sure it's going to drop anymore. I don't know. I just buy a little each month. Buy a little each month. Buy a little each month. You know, I buy a 1/10 ounce gold. What am I buying right now? Maple Leafs, I believe. I switch from Britannia's to Philharmonics to Maple Leafs to AGEs. Um, and then they're a generic Statue of Liberty. It's called a Liberty coin from Money Metals Exchange. And I bounce around between those three. I buy one of them for 6 months, and then I'll switch to another, and then I'll switch to another. And even those are getting pricey. The maples are getting pricey. My bill last month was $340 something for a 10th ounce gold piece, maple leaf. You know, yeah, at a tenth of an ounce, that's $3,400 an ounce for gold. So somebody expects gold to go that high. I do. Don't know how long it'll take for me to get my money back, but I don't ever intend on selling it. I have always looked at gold and silver as my savings account, never as an investment. So I'm not a collector per se. I do collect certain things, and you guys know I collect Canadian coins. And I've always liked the Canadian Mint. I like their packaging. I like their quality, except when they had the spotting issue. But everybody had a spotting issue at one time or another. Britannia did. Um, Krugerrands, Philharmonics, Maples, American Silver Eagle. Everybody's had a spotting issue at one time or another. So um, that didn't drive me off. Uh, and the one thing about Canadian coins I like is just the diversity. They make coins commemorating everything, their parks, their wildlife, all of their different species of wildlife, their indigenous tribes, their military, just everything. And their packaging is phenomenal, the best. And I'm hoping with the new packaging from the United States Mint, the United States Mint is maybe catching on to the fact that uh, packaging is a big part of a coin set. You can't just throw a coin into a flimsy plastic tray, put a cardboard cover on it, slip cover on it, and call it good. That's not good. That's not good at all. And I have some American coins like that. Just if I took my American coins out and showed you the uh, packaging differences between the American and Canadian coins, you would agree with me if you don't already agree with me. So I collect Canadian coins. That's what I collect. But the thing is with Canadian coins, the older ones are sterling, 925. The intermediates, newer intermediate ones, were 80% up until the current ones at 495. So 80%, 90% versus American, 70% and less in Mexico. So yeah, I can buy Canadian coins all day, 80% coins. I don't really care. Oh, I better go look. I got to look here at the little planes. Yeah, hang gliders. Yeah. Well, yeah, they're kind of like a hang glider. They're not. A hang glider is more of a triangle, rigid frame. Um, the not the cliff divers, the cliff soarers. They use an elliptical, a really elliptical front and back to where the ends of the wings are really narrow. Not safe for skydiving, but okay for cliff soaring, that kind of thing. But no, I'm talking about more like parachutes that were on the paraplanes or something like that. Yeah. Crosses, dogs, frogs, and butterflies on catches. Yeah. I wanted to get the dog. Maybe I should get that one for my middle daughter. A sundial? No. That's my parachute. I can take it down, but then I got to get up. I don't want to get up. Doobie doo. That's Dean Martin. No, or Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra. Well, let's see. I don't know. Well, it depends. Morgans are worth money to some collectors. Worth a lot of money to some collectors, and certain Morgans are worth a lot more than others. But most of the ones you win on races are not the more expensive ones. They're the $30, $40 Morgans that the person putting on the race can make a little money at. And that's what most of my Morgans are, and that's what most of my peace dollars are. But that doesn't negate the fact that I just like looking at peace dollars a lot better than I like looking at Morgans. Just I have Morgans simply because my grandfather had Morgans, and that's how I was taught to play cards. Those were our poker chips when we were kids, because he had, and I've told you before, he had a 3-pound coffee can full of silver dollars in the cupboard that he had in the kitchen there, the cabinet. I have the cabinet. I don't have the silver dollars. Don't know where the silver dollars went. I have a sneaking suspicion I know where they went, but I have the cabinet, and I have that piano right over there, which is my grandmother's wedding day present. And I can't tell you how many years ago that was. But all my daughters learned to play piano on that piano. And you can sit down at it today and still play. Might need to be tuned again, but it's still playable. And when did my grandmother get married? 1903 or something? God, I don't know. Somewhere in the early 1900s. Anyway, let me see here. No. You think silver is going to be 50 by the end of the year? By the end of this year, 2024? Dude, we only got, what, 2.5 months? And that's it? Oh, man, I don't know. And the election's in, what, let me see, the 5th of November. Today's the 20th, 30, 10, 15, 2 weeks? You think silver's going to be $50 by the end of the year? Boy, I find that hard. Gold's going to go up, yes. Silver will follow gold, but it'll be a while before it does. So I'm going to give it another 6 to 12 months into 2025 before that happens, I think. 34.09 now. Yeah, it went up a little bit. Oh, I didn't kick butt at the auction today. I got a few things, but I did not get that 1/10 ounce. My fat fingers were too slow. But I did get a gram, thanks to Keith. I got a few bins though. I did get a few bins. Let me see here. Yeah, I took 2 bins, 2 ASEs on a bin. I did buy that colorized ASE though. I did want that one. And then I got 2 bars of the snake bar or dragon bars binned. And I got that 1 gram of gold at auction. And I bought those 2 silver proof sets that Keith brought out for me. I did get the 61 Canadian Voyager at auction. Oh no, the colorized ASE, that was at auction too. What was that one up there? It was another ASE for $44, which I thought was pretty good, not too bad. I got that cracked ASE slab, a PCGS cracked ASE in a slab. It was cracked on the back, but it's a MS70, an MS70 for $41. I thought that was really good. And then I got that Ram at auction too, but I paid 44 for it. I actually lost the auction to somebody else. Was that you? I think I did. But then Keith comes back and says, "Well, I got one that's unspotted. You want it for the same price?" Well, hell yeah, I do. Hell yeah. So I did okay on the auction, but I only bought like 4 auction items. The rest of everything was bins, man. $33.71 this afternoon, and now it's 32. You got one colorized too? Today? Yeah, I don't know who that was. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look at the video again, but uh yeah, the Ram, he put the spotted one up and that went up to $44. I did not get the bid. I thought that was a little much for an ounce. And then Keith comes back and says, "Oh, I got another unspotted one here. If you want that for 44, you can have it." Well, hell yeah, I'll take that. Why wouldn't you? Reckless auction. No, coin cruise auction. Coin cruise auction this afternoon. That was before I went out and started splitting wood. I told them I had to go out and split. And then they thought I meant I was leaving right then. And then I didn't leave right then. And he said, welcome back, Gary. I didn't go anyplace yet. He misunderstood. He misunderstood. I had to call him on the phone. And I told him to get that 94 silver proof set when, look for that when he goes down to the coin show this next week, because I need that one for my daughter for Christmas. If the other two, the 96 goes to my oldest daughter. No, the 93 goes to my oldest. And the 96 goes to my youngest. The 94 is my middle daughter. And if the other two get one and she does, they'll go, I got one coming. And then I got to fucking look for it someplace because I don't know where it'll be. I'm sure they're out there. I got to find one. Maybe my brother has one or two. That's what my brother actually collects American coins, proof sets. Basically, all proof sets is what he wants. Not BUs. He wants proof sets, and he's got a lot of them. I'm supposed to be looking for ones from the 40s and 50s, I think, for him, but they never come up for auction. He gave me a list, but they just, that old, never come up for auction anymore. I don't want to have him give me an updated list of stuff I should look for, because, and then he actually has 44 pounds of American pennies that he has gone through, and he's taken all of the wheat pennies out, because he collects wheat pennies. But all the rest of them have never been looked at as far as varieties or die strikes or large dates or small dates or large mint marks or small mint marks or double die strikes. Any of that stuff never been looked at, and he would like to trade them penny for penny for Canadian pennies. Don't know why. Don't care. I had a jug here. I had 11 pounds of them. 11-pound jug of them here. And I asked anybody in the community if they wanted to do it, and nobody said anything, so I just gave them back to them. I don't know if you'd be interested in auctioning them off for silver or not. I don't know. I'd have to ask him that, but when a guy tells me he's got an ammo can full of Canadian nickels and full of Canadian dimes, I'm curious. So he brought the nickels over one day, and so I just ran a magnet through them and everything. He wanted to know what they were worth, and so I ran a magnet through everything, and everything that stuck to the magnet I put to the side, and everything that didn't stick I kept off it in another little pile. And I told him, well, this all depends on dates and whatever over here. And over here, these are silver and they're worth this much, blah, blah, blah. And so he did with whatever. He didn't sell them to me. He just kept them. So even though he knows I collect Canadians. And then I buy penny rolls from Durban or whoever, and I send them to Silver Selling Machine. I don't care. And she likes to go through them and looking for variations and die strikes and all that stuff. She's a penny roll hunter, and I tell her what I paid for them, and she trades me Canadian currency for it. Okay, so she sent me a bunch of nickels the other day, and there was all of them were magnetic except one. So all of the other ones were nickel clad nickels, And the one I couldn't figure out because it was a 1986. It should have been magnetic, but it wasn't. And I put it on my analyzer, and it wouldn't test for silver at all. And so I tried copper, and it wouldn't test for copper. And then I put it on a scale, and it weighed the same as all the other nickels. So I couldn't figure it out. I don't know what that's up with that nickel. So I sent it up to Joe Durbin to have him look at it and see what he thinks of it. But it was odd, I thought. It was very, very odd. Yeah, Reckless Auction. I haven't gone to one of his yet. From 56 to current date. You do that too then. Hey, freaking awesome. How you doing, buddy? What do you mean you raised roofs and not I, Darren? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? You were raising roofs, raising roofs. Um, you were having fun? Oh, I got to turn that light off. You know, I don't mind looking at it, but the the light in my glasses kind of blinds people. Um, you know, I tried to come up on Ginger's stream the other day, and I had so much silver out here. I don't know if I was confusing people or what, but I couldn't get a race filled, and I had to go after that anyway. So I passed, but I took a lot of silver off the table. What I left up here was Coop, Koala, Libertads, uh, Big E, Eagle Heart Prospectors, um, and that's about it. I put everything else away because it was obvious to me that I was either confusing people or nobody wanted what I had. So I just put everything away. That's what I kept out. And so if you guys want to see any of the other stuff I got, let me know. But I don't get all of the latest and greatest stuff because I don't have a wholesaler that I work through at all. Um, like Meg, she does her Mutiny Metals thing. Um, and like Ginger, he has a wholesaler that he works through. And I'm sure a lot of these other guys do too, um, that run races. So whatever I have on my table is what I've won or bought from people. Um, so I pay a different price than you would get from a wholesaler. So, and I don't get, I wouldn't have the latest and greatest stuff. So, you know, if you're looking for older stuff, yeah, I probably got it. But if you're looking for the newest stuff, I don't have it. Look for raised roofs. Oh, on the pennies, or nickels or whatever. Yeah, okay. I get you. I got you. I got you. Well, it was like that one coin today that Coin Crew had. What was it? It was a General George Washington crossing the Delaware, and the hat or the crown, the hat that he's wearing, kind of had a double die strike there, and so it was up into the lettering. What do they call it? Exploding brain, or I call it the fruit hat because it looks like one of those hats you'd have on that has fruit all over it. But yeah, some people call it the brain exploding brain hat or whatever. And that was cool. I actually bid on that. You need 2004 to current date silver proof sets. Ooh, that's quite a few there. What a pre-punched mint mark. What is a pre-punched mint mark? Oh yeah, I know they are. But those are the ones he's after too. 36 to 56, yeah. Those are the ones he's after. I'm sure there's a few in the 60s that he doesn't have yet, but he's always looking at coin auctions, always going to coin sales, always going to sales, estate sales and stuff. And not only does he buy coin proof sets, but he also buys guns or scopes or whatever, to go on guns. He doesn't have near as many guns as I got, but he has some really nice ones, believe me. Has he got 1100 or an 868? What is the pump shotgun that Remington has? 870. He has one brand new in the box 16 gauge. He won't even let me look at. He won't even let me look at it. I don't want to touch it. I just want to look at it. He won't even let me look at it because he knows 16 gauge shotgun is my favorite gauge of shotgun. And it's old. It's fallen out of style. It's fallen out of favor. But 16 gauge is I like it a lot. It's got the punch of a 12, but the kick of a 20. I like it. I have a 16 gauge Browning, lightweight Lightning, and I bought it from a guy for $125. Don't know what got into him, but I'll take it. Yeah, the barrel's got a couple of rust spots on it, but I used that to kill more deer than you can imagine over the years. And when I finally got a new 20 gauge slug barrel gun, I put the 16 gauge away. And then I used that 20 gauge for a few years, shot a couple deer, but I didn't like the fact that it was only a 3-shot bolt action. I did like my semi-automatic 5-shot. And so when they changed the law here in Iowa and they said we could use straight wall ammo, any ammo, straight wall, well, the 350 Legend came out. Huh. I got a 350 Legend and an AR platform faster than you could say lickety fucking split because An AR platform is what I'm familiar with for 20 years in the military. And I bought an AR-15 back in, God, 1976, 7, when Colt first came out with their SP1. I bought one. And I still got it in the gun case. But I have plenty more ARs since then. I have 450 Bushmaster. And when the 400 Legend barrels come in, I have plenty of lure receiver and part kit. I'll be making one of those. I think the 400 Legend is going to be my favorite. Bushmaster's got a little kick. It's loud. It's a loud gun. I don't especially like shooting it, but I have one. The Legend, it puts deer down real quick, believe me. The Legend, you shoot a deer, you're going to have to track it per 100 yards. That's just the way a Legend is. It's a 35 caliber bullet, like a 35 Whalen, if you know what those are. But yeah. Yeah, okay. Yep, 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 yep. Makes automatic bows. Yeah, I've seen them, Not a bad idea. Not a real bad idea. Um, and then somebody worked out the mechanics. Yep, and I like it a lot. Good idea. Good idea. Georgia. Double die reverse on 50-cent piece. The feathers are doubled. Yeah. Yeah, they shoot bolts. Yeah, yeah. I have a lady and her husband that come out here and hunt deer. They bow hunt. I shotgun hunt. So I don't really mind them out here bow hunting. And she shoots a crossbow. And what does she have? A 10 point? Yeah, she's got a 10 point. Really nice bow. Real expensive crossbow. But she shot a couple decent deer with it. And he also come out in the spring turkey hunting, bull hunting though. And I think they both got one this last year. I did not. I did not get out because I was laid up, but I plan to be out next spring. I plan to shoot. I plan to shoot turkey next spring. So not a big deal. I laid up for a year, a little bit more than a year, so can't go deer hunting, can't go turkey hunting, can't do shit. But now with this ankle fused again and walking around on uneven ground really, really screws me up. So whatever hunting I do is going to be mostly drive down to the woods, park the truck, take my blind out, go sit in my blind someplace or a chair by a tree, and just sit there like I would be in a tree stand, but I'll be ground level. I sold every one of my tree stands. I had 5 of them. I had one double, 2 double stands, and 3 or 4 single stands. And I sold them all, every one, because I'm not climbing ladders anymore. I said that, and you know what I did? I put the upper stovepipe on my wood burning stove the other day, and I had to climb a ladder with that fucking 50-pound stovepipe on my shoulder with a drill hanging from my belt and screws in my mouth. Yeah, I'm getting too old for this shit. I would tell you what, freaking, the one thing you have to do as you get older because you lose the muscle tone in your legs is you have to work on your legs and keep your muscles strong. I saw that with my stepdad. Um, I see that with a lot of older people is that their legs give out on them. You got to keep the legs strong. It was the year before I went in for surgery on my foot. I was at the gym 3 times a week and working on legs. I worked on nothing else. Oh, I might have done a few pull downs with my arms, but and maybe some of these, but mostly my legs, extensions, curls, and presses. And that's the thing, also, when you get older, your joints get inflamed, you get arthritis and blah, blah, blah. I take, and I've showed it on one of my other videos, uh, glucosamine chondroitin with hyaluronic acid in it. It's a horse medicine. I just dose it for my size of a human. But I can buy a gallon of it for $60 as opposed to going to the store and buying a little bottle of pills for $20 that last me for a month or two. You know, this gallon of horse medicine will last me for God going on, I don't know, 6 to 8, 10 months. And I pour it in my coffee every morning. I have a muscle builder I put in there, and I got the glucosamine chondroitin I put in there. And I have a cup of coffee with it in the morning. You can't taste it, so if you do taste it, it doesn't matter. It's got a nice sweet taste to it. So, and then I also, if I need it, I will use horse wormer. I've wormed myself before with horse wormer. Didn't have any worms, but I used it. Uh-oh. Raid coming where? From who? Oregon, Raid. Thank you, Oregon. Hey, great Scott. And I'm crazy. How you guys doing, man? Hey, Hattie Jack. We did not do a whole lot tonight. Really did not. I will show you guys when everybody gets in here what we got. But I opened a package for $1 Million Meg, and it had something in it, and I thought, well, I know what it is. But then I opened it up, and I got this. And this, feeling that in the package, I thought that's what my item was. Hey, Christina. Cece's here. Tracy. Annie June. How are you? Oregon. Thank you, Oregon. But this is what I got from Meg. Oh, wait. That's not all, though. That's not all. If you guys remember the other night, and we were laughing so much about this beaver. Well, I happen to win one. It's so funny. And it's got Mutiny Metal Limited on it. I've never seen Limited printed on the back of Mutiny Metals like that before, but this one's got it because I've got some other Mutiny Metal stuff. I think that's something they just added now. But yeah, and then we were talking about what that beaver is holding, and if you look at that, let me get the old eyes out again. You guys look at that. I got to bring it up. You see that? What that beaver's holding? Does that not look like a finger with a fingernail on the end of it? Does that not look like that? Because it sure doesn't look like a piece of wood to me. So I thought that's the first thing I noticed too. Wow, that's neat. I got to have one of them. So Yes, Tiger, I am too old for beavers. You are right. Not only that, I don't even trap anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. I told him the other night on the stream that the largest beaver that I ever trapped was 77 pounds. My brother has caught one that was 85 pounds. And I believe the state record in Wisconsin is like 115 pounds. And if you've ever hauled out a beaver on your back that's 77 pounds, soaking wet, and you had to travel up a steep creek bank and half mile to your pickup, you will know how much 77 pounds weighs. I can only imagine my brother having to do that with 85 pounds. Hopefully he didn't have as far to walk to his pickup as I did. And then can you imagine a 115-pound beaver? My God. I'd have to drive right to the trap site and load it right there because I don't think I could carry it more than 100 yards. Good Lord. It is a figure. His name is Nibbles. Everybody uses nice beaver. Yeah, I know. And I got Meg to say that on her stream that I had a wonderful beaver. I have that on my watch later. I have to go back and look at the pups, man. Uh, yes, size matters with beavers too. Yeah, smart ass Ginger. No, I had to explain earlier, Ginger, that I had to leave the stream early. You know, I tried one race and it didn't look like it was going to fill, so I passed. But then I went dark and mute because my wife called, and my wife is having problems. Her mother is dying slowly but surely, and it's accelerating. She has her bone marrow is not producing uh, blood like it should, red blood cells. And she's having problems with that. She's had to get whole blood transfusion, platelet transfusion, medication for calcium, way too high, way too low, blah, blah, blah. The last couple of days, she's had decent appetite, got decent sleep. Uh, but my wife is running her to her appointments and stuff. And my wife, you know, we only live like 12 miles away from them. So she can run over there and it's kind of on her way to work. So she can then go to work. But she's been staying over there with her mother for the last 3 days, nights. So I've been here by myself, batching it. I don't have to be quiet because my wife's not sleeping in the next room. Um, so I just decided to come up tonight, pop up, and show Meg's package. I didn't have anything else to show, so I was going to do that. I was going to wait until I had more packages, but then that decreases the fun that I'm going to have with her. Ooh, Lord, she ain't a lady unless she's pushing 280. Oh, Lord. Yeah, Tiger, she's going downhill, but I don't think she's going downhill as fast as my mom did last year. My mom had a couple things going on with her. She had some dementia, and she lost her ability to speak, and then just lost her ability to breathe, eat, and then breathe, and then she died in her sleep. But um, I think she still recognized us, even though she couldn't speak. You know, at least her mother can still talk yet. There's no dementia involved there, so I don't know. Online looking for a birthday friend. Well, you're the birthday friend. Yeah, leave it to Beaver show. You know, you think back about those shows now. Uh, how many? Well, probably wasn't at the time, but think about it. All the sexual innuendos that you could ascribe to those shows using today's meanings of the words, you know, just if you think back, you think to yourself, "Well, did they really mean that, or did somebody mean to put? Oh, you were awful hard on the beaver today. Really? What? Well, back then it didn't mean anything. Now it does. So you're thinking to yourself, I wonder." Freaking smelter. Yeah, I know, man. It's just you think back on it, and you think to yourself, "Wow, did they really mean that way?" Wow, can't believe it. Yeah, what do I got to do tomorrow? Anything? Yeah, I got to run the post office. I got to run the post office. I have to send silver selling machine. I got 5 rolls of pennies for her. That's going to be a nice little package. Hell, that's going to cost $15 just to send the damn thing. But we'll see what she sends me in trade. It could be some really nice Canadian coins. You never know. I have got some really nice Canadian stuff from her. So you never miss the Price is Right with Bob Barker. Well, the one problem I had with Bob Barker was he always wanted to have your pets spayed or neutered. Yeah, some, not all. And he was a big advocate for the Humane Society of the United States, HSUS. Well, HSUS doesn't do a damn thing for animals. They spend all their money on their fundraising and their corporate officers. They don't do a damn thing for animals. Don't run any no-kill shelters. Don't do shit. The ASPCA does. So if you want to support somebody that has animal welfare at heart, especially cats and dogs and pets, then the ASPCA would be the way to go. The Humane Society for the United States, they could kiss my ass, as well as PETA. Does PETA run any no-kill shelters? Do they spend any money on the local level? Do they do anything for animals except advocate? No, nothing. And all they're doing by advocating is enriching themselves. So fuck them. Anything else I can entertain you with tonight? We've already said that there should be another crusade to take out uh, most of the violent Muslims to start with. That's just to start with. Uh, and we've already mentioned our State Department intelligence agencies fucking with Israel by letting out their plans to bomb Beirut before they did it. So they had to step up their game plan because we don't agree with it. Fuck, who cares what we agree with? It's their lives on the line, not ours. Let them make the decision. And as far as I'm concerned, they're doing God's work by eliminating those Muslim assholes. Yeah, that's right. I quit smoking cigarettes a long time ago, 1980. And that's when I started chewing Copenhagen, dipping Copenhagen. And you know what? I've been dipping for, let's see, what is this? 80, 90, 2000, 2010, 2020, 44 years. And I've lost 6 teeth. And my doctor said before my ankle fusion, my surgeon said, you have to quit drinking, you have to quit smoking, you have to quit doing this, you have to quit Copenhagen. I made an honest effort. I quit drinking, okay? I quit drinking. It's been over a year. Don't get on my ass about that. I quit smoking cigarettes in 80. I still smoke cigars. I smoke a cigar every week, or like the last 3 days, I've had 3 cigars. Okay. That's unusual. I smoke one a week, maybe one every 2 weeks. That's normal. That's what I smoke. But I dip Copenhagen all day, every day. I have been for 44 years. Will I die of throat cancer? Maybe. Will I die of stomach cancer? Maybe. Is it hard to quit? Definitely. Harder to quit chewing Copenhagen than it is to quit smoking cigarettes, I can tell you that. Although I did quit. I quit chewing, quit smoking for a whole year one time until a tornado hit our house and neighborhood. And when I was on a front end loader and cleaning up debris after the tornado, about the 3rd day without sleep, somebody handed me a cigarette. And that's all it fucking took to get me started again. And I quit smoking cigarette about a week or 2 after that, but I kept on chewing Copenhagen. So, and actually cigars, I've only been smoking cigars for the last, I don't know, not that long. 30 years maybe, 20 years. Don't really smoke a whole lot of cigars. But when I do, I like a good cigar, a really good cigar. The last 3 I had were punches. And I'm going to send these to Meg. Shh, don't tell her. But I'm going to send those to Meg. Can you see them really well? And you see that thing that he's holding right there? It says punch on it, but I thought it looked more like a gnome or an elf than anything, so I'm going to send them to her. And they're just a plain back, so I think she could use them. She could write thank you notes on them. I thought that would be kind of neat. I don't know. They look cool, I think. And you get one with every cigar, so. But I don't normally smoke punches, although they are a good cigar. Well, don't get me wrong, they are a good cigar. I normally smoke like Fat Bottom Betty's or Sweet Baby Jane's or God, what are the other ones that I like? I'll think of it here in a second. I do like Macanudos, a little pricey, but I do like them. Damn. I can't think of them. Deadwood Tobacco Company is the Sweet Baby Jane's and the Fat Bottom Betty's. Gurkhas. I like Gurkhas. Gurkha makes a really, really fine cigar. I've had a couple of bad ones in a box, but They sell a sampler pack that's got 10, 12, 15-year-old cigars. They got like 8 cigars in a sampler pack, and they're $30 or whatever. So they're fairly cheap in the sampler pack. And I found one cigar in there, the 12-year-olds I like, 10 or the 12-year-olds. I don't like the 15-year-olds so much, but the 10 and the 12s are good. And there's another one in there I like too. But yeah, Gurkhas are good. Gurkha had a special at one time. They sold a box. If you bought a box of Gurkhas, 20 cigars, there was a knife in there. I have it downstairs. I collected it. A nice fixed blade knife and a clad, looks like silver, but it's a clad coin with a Gurkha on it. It was a really nice set, and I bought a couple of those. I gave one of the coins away. I think I sold the other night, but I kept one. It was a really good marketing thing. Yeah, I have to bring that up one of these days. To bring those knives up and show you again. I had them, I did a video on those one time, my collector knives downstairs. But next one I'm getting is a cold steel. I got the order for it made out. I gotta wait till next month. I'm gonna order it. I got another cold steel coming. Yep, I like cold steel knives a lot. I have some 420 out in the freezer. About a quarter of a pint jar yet. It's a homegrown stuff from Colorado when I went out elk hunting. And every once in a while I have a little bit of that myself. I eat one time a day. I ate tonight when I came in. I had bagels with Havarti cheese on them. And I milked them for a little bit. And I had hot cheese sandwiches. And I had, what else did I have with that? Oh, a bowl of fresh cucumber slices. And what else did I have? A couple of honey and oats breakfast bars. That was it. That's all I had for supper. It's all I had to eat today. It's all I want to eat. And I like Havarti cheese, so don't gig me on the cheese. Yeah, I know. They empty out the cigar wrappers and they put 420 in it. Yeah, that was a big thing back when 80s, 90s. Romeo and Julieta are not a bad cigar. Not a bad cigar. I've smoked a few. Oh, those William Penn cigars. Yeah, I smoked some of those for maybe a year. Probably a year. You get 4 or 5 in a box. I needed a short burning cigar, just an hour. If it lasted an hour, that was fine. That's just long enough for me to get to work or get home from work. Those were a good cigar for that. Oh, I like Thin Lizzy. In Black Oak, Arkansas, I got to see them live in person right up here in good old Mitchell, Iowa. I knew a girl from high school who was a groupie with the leader of the band, and she got him to come up here. bring the band up, and we did it in Mitchell in the park, in the city park outside. It was a great time, man. Well, I think Weld has seen my knives, and he knows I'm ordering that cold steel. Oh, I catch Weld and Carry live every once in a while, man. I've asked him about knives before. I have never been on his channel when he was giving away a damn knife. I've always missed those. I uh, one of these days, yeah. What? Threw boxes of what away, Oregon? Cigars? Oh, it's 1,500 giveaway. I see. No wonder. Oh man, my eyes are getting so bad. You know, some of that stuff in the chat, I have to read with this because I can't see it. Yeah, I like Weld. You know, I told Weld he should bring his dad on sometime. Um, I know his dad doesn't like cameras, doesn't want to be in front of the camera and all that shit, but who cares, you know? That's the way I look. You see me, you see me. What the fuck, you know? Doesn't matter. Uh, but I'd like to have his dad on sometime because his dad does fixed blade knives like I do. I'm not a big, you know, well, he flips, man. And about the only lockback I carry anymore is this one right here. And that's I had to put the handle on, but just an outdoor edge, man. It's the replaceable blade. Look at that. Press this little button right there. See the little button right there? Blade comes out. You replace them. You can resharpen them too, but they're a razor blade. And I became a big believer in these when I went elk hunting. And my guide skinned and gutted an elk with this knife. So I bought one when I got home. And it ain't let me down so far. And it's a lockback. And it's got the little throw button on. So yeah, you can get it out there. If my fingers were a little bit more nimble. And you can throw it. But yeah, that's what I use for a pocket knife, my outdoor edge. I did put this on so I could find it when I laid it down because this supposedly, this paracord, which I gutted, by the way, I took the insides out, but it's supposed to be a glow in the dark. And you know what? I tried it. It don't glow in the dark. But It does show up against the leaves and stuff. If you're gutting a deer and you lay it down, accidentally lay it down in the leaves, you can see it with that. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that knife. The other one I had before, a little lockback, was only about, it had a 2-inch blade on it, 2.5 inch maybe, and it was a little Gerber lockback. And it didn't have a little knob. You couldn't flick it out, but you could pick up the blade and lock it open. And I gutted more deer with that little Gerber. I got to get another one of them little things. That's one you can carry in your pocket, down in your change pocket. You'll never know it's there. But I was going into a concert, and usually they let me take that little blade in with me. They always had anyway. But new security precautions, and I was in line. I was in the venue and had to put my stuff in a basket and go through the X-ray and all that stuff. And he said, "Well, you can't take that in with you." I said, "Why not? You always let me take it in before. Not anymore." So either take it back to your car or throw it in the wastebasket. Ah, fuck. Well, I'm not going back to the car because there was a line outside 2 blocks long. Okay. $20 knife. I threw it in the wastebasket. I haven't gotten one since then, but I'm going to get another one of them. Good little knives. Gerber makes a good knife. Cold Steel, exceptional knife. I found that knife company out of Chicago. That one knife I bought from the WWP auction last year. I have that knife maker's name and address, so I can get another one from him if I want. I go on my knife channels a lot, and I look for young knife makers that will are willing to sell me one of their knives. I don't want something that's $300-400 all the time. I want a young knife maker who's just started making knives, and I want to be part of his success, or her success, because I know some great female knife makers too. Be part of their success and buy a knife from them. And I'll go online. Hey, I'll test your knife or whatever, but can I buy one from you? No, I don't want you to give me one. I want to buy one. That way I'm not obligated to you to say nice things about your knife. I'm going to tell you what I think of it, good or bad. And I bought a few, 6, 8, like that. And I bought one from an old guy out in, where the hell was he? Idaho? Oregon? Idaho, I think. 80-year-old gentleman who made knives. And he had this one. It was a nice, big, nice knife, like a Bowie style. But it had this ugly green frickin' handle that nobody wanted that knife. It was just an ugly color. I said, yes, I'll buy that from you. How much do you want? $80. Sheath included. Yes, hell yes, I'll do that. Got the knife. Phenomenal knife. Phenomenal blade. Did a good job. And I can tell his blades are made by hand. They're not machine made. Or like a lot of these knives are machine made. I mean, mass produced blades. And then they go, and put handles on them. And I can buy handle materials. I've said it before. Jant's knife making. I can buy blades. I can buy handles. I can buy handle materials. I can buy rivets, decorative rivets. I can buy anything and put together a knife and call it my own. I did not forge the steel. I want somebody who's going to forge the steel in their forge at home. It's like pores. It's like silver pores. I like Ginger's pores. I like Thule's pores. Thule. I like Angry Warrior Tackle Box pores, especially. I like people who pour their own shit in their garage, melt their own stuff. It's not a industrial commercial setting. Like Mutiny Metals does some good stuff. Reckless does some great stuff, but it's more of a commercial operation, which I guess I like more individual stuff. I guess I don't know. Screen my left eye, and I'm reading chat on this 2x2 screen. Yeah, I know, man. And I got this great big goddamn monitor that's this big. The chat is 1/4 of the screen, and I still can't read it. Tiger, the only one I've seen of yours is your channel round that somebody else did. I got one of Dog World and you, and I didn't get yours. But I can tell they were made by somebody else because they're just too professional. You know what I mean? You're going to have to get on your channel and just do your pours one time. I need to see your stuff. And if you have pours that strike me, stuff that gets my attention. And here, I'll show you just a few. Just a few. This is my first ginger pour. The dragon sickness lies beneath. And I watched him perfect this one. The ripples in the water, the humps on the back, the flowers in the corner. And I watched him perfect this one online. So I got the last one of these in that series. And then I told him I want each one of his pours when he, like his second one, he wants to do a run of 20. And then when it looks like there's no more interest, then I want the last one. And if that's number 15, if that's number 20, if that's whatever, I want the last one of each run. And so I have a standing order. And then the first one I got from Angry Warrior was this one. Try and hold it over here, see if you can. That ain't going to work with this shit. Get some light on that. So never retreat, never surrender. I like that one. That was a prototype. 4.5 ounces. Nope, that was number 4. Sorry. That wasn't the prototype. That was number 4. I did get this one because this one spoke to me. If you know what that is, and you can see the propellers on it, that's a C-130. I've ridden on enough of them. I've jumped out of enough of them. I've jump mastered other jumpers out of enough of them that I think that's one of the most iconic aircraft in military inventory right now, other than let's see, the DC-3, C-46, C-47, the C-130, the C-123, C-7A Caribou, C-130, and A-10 Warthog. So this one kind of spoke to me too. This one is a prototype. This one's 3.3 ouncer. That one is a prototype. You can see it down there on the bottom. P. And then the last one I got from Angry was this one. I had to have this one. This is a 5.25 ouncer. I told him I want the biggest anvil he makes, and that is it right there. Why did I want an anvil? Well, I make knives. I pound out my own steel. I have 3 or 4 anvils. A railroad track anvil. I got a Harbor Freight anvil, a couple of them. I got another steel anvil I made out of a piece of couple steel and a couple angle irons. And I got an I-beam. So I wanted one of those also. So I got more ginger stuff coming, right? Ginger. But I have more pours outside. Those are just the ones I got up on my stage right now. And, you know, it doesn't have to be something like that. It could be something like this, too. That's my Zed. And that's not silver. That's aluminum. But look at that dice. And on the bottom, if you can see it, I don't know if you can even see it, upside down, I think. It says Z, number 52. And that was gifted to me by Snoopy. That was one of the nice gifts right there. That was a nice gift. And that one's sitting up here on the stage right now too. So, you know, it's not like I don't have pores and I don't tiger. I will check out your pores. If you got something that speaks to me, I will buy it. That's just what it is, man. Yeah, I like Angry. Angry does some great pours, man. I gotta buy one from Tuli Tuli, but she hasn't got one that really says anything to me yet. I like her stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that ginger pour is good. And the reason I really like it was because I watched him perfect this thing. You know how long it took him to get this thing just right? I don't know how many different pours. I think I counted 5 or 6 different pours before he finally got what he wanted. Experimenting with different release agents and that kind of stuff. I especially like the on the eyelid. Okay, you see the eye, right? Look at the on the eyelid right there. The scales on the eyelid, they came out perfect. They came out perfect, man. The ripples on the water came out really nice, especially on the backside. The ripples on the water. Look at that. Look at how those came out. That came out beautiful. That's why I really like that one because I watched him perfect that. That took a while. Oh, I'll give you my opinion. You know, it's like the knife thing. You know, I don't want somebody to give me something and then they want a favorable review because they gave it to me. No, I'll buy it and then I'll tell you what I like or don't like about it. That's that's the best I can do, man. Yeah, you, Tiger, you need to take it easy and get rid of that goddamn infection. I'm serious, man. Get rid of that thing, shake it, get back to full health. And you ain't going to do that by running yourself down or running your body down. You need nutrition and sleep, dude. And quit stressing so damn much. I know you got your wife's business too, but you might have to let go of some of that. Little army men and horses, yeah. I got I got a little collection of plastic Army men that we found at different sales and stuff, or kids' toys, Goodwill or whatever. Yeah, but I got the plastic ones. Maybe I should send them to somebody, and they could do molds of them and then pour them with silver. Hmm. You're giving me an idea, Daryl. Little Western gunfighters. How would you have them doing a face off in the middle of a street? Two little army guys or two little Western gunslinger guys. That'd be kind of neat. Hey, Hidden, how you doing, buddy? Where were you at Durbin's auction? When was it? Friday. I miss you. You weren't there. With angry Ginger. I don't know Ginger too. I don't think I've ever seen him angry or heard him angry, but he is a redhead after all. So I'm sure he can get there. Can't we all? Oh man, I don't know why I drink coffee this late at night, but I do. Doesn't seem to make any difference to me at all. You're off work for a month, Tiger? Good. Get some rest. Get some good eats in you. Quit stressing about shit. Do something that relieves some stress. Pouring would be a good thing for you. Any hobby. Hobbies, man. That's why I make knives. You know that you cannot think about anything else when you're pounding on hot steel. You just can't. It has to be right or it's junk. It goes in the junk. I've thrown more pieces of steel in the bucket than you can imagine. Just simply because I got a split, I got a crack, I got a chip, I got something. It just, man, goes in the bucket. You can't think about anything else when you're doing stuff like that. You have to think about what you're doing. Yeah, I bet those knives are nice. Packed with clients. Ah, okay. That's why he wasn't there. Yeah, I made a comment in chat. I wondered why he wasn't there, but yes, Weldon Carey does have some very nice stuff, I must admit. He does know his lockbacks. He knows them inside and out. That's why I'd like to get his dad on the stream. I would like to hear his opinions and expertise on fixed blades. I really would. Well, good. I hope you do smile a lot, man. Ring made out of Morgan. You know, I would like that also, except that I don't wear rings anymore simply because I've had a couple unfortunate accidents with rings. My wedding ring, it was just a gold band, 14 karat gold band that was getting so thin from wear that I actually punched No, not with that hand. I actually squished it. I squished my hand in something, and the ring squished, and it was cutting off the flow to my finger, and I couldn't get it off the knuckle because it was oblong shaped, and we had to go into the emergency room and have it cut off. Open it up, get my finger out, then I had to take it to a jeweler and get it re-rounded on the ring thing. So backed around and then get it re-welded with gold. After that, I took that off and gave it to my wife, and she put it in her jewelry box. I know she doesn't like it that I don't wear a ring, but it doesn't make any difference to me. She also gave me a ring. Uh, it's gold toned. I don't think it's a gold ring, but it's got a moonstone in it. If you've ever seen a moonstone, really nice stone, real nice ring. But I punched somebody one time, and it broke my finger. So I don't wear rings anymore. Plus, I worked with a guy in the helicopter shop. Uh, he jumped off a Huey helicopter off the deck up on top because he's a prop and rotor guy. And that's the only way you can get at the rotor up there. And he caught his finger as a wedding ring on the edge of the deck up there and tore half of his finger off. So he was, I don't know how much disability he had, but just from tearing off a digit. And so I've never worn a ring after that, and a few incidents, and I'm glad I don't. But in a punch set. Oh, yeah, yeah. The Morgan ring. I think, I don't know. Can Durbin do rings? He does the bells. He's got the punch. He can take the center out, and I don't know if he can do them. He knows. He knows another guy that does rings. Ah, God damn it! I knew him at one time. I wasn't interested in a ring, so I didn't pay that close attention. Yeah, I would probably do it for a collection piece too. I don't think I would wear it unless like my gold. I got a 14 karat gold chain and a 14 karat gram bar that goes on it. Uh, and I'll wear that necklace when we dress up and go out. Other than that, I wouldn't. But I don't wear jewelry or anything unless I play dress up and go out with the wife for the evening, or if we're going out with another couple or something. I don't usually wear jewelry at all, ever. Rocky Mountain Bear. Hmm. He does rings? I have to ask Joe if he could do them. I imagine he can. He's got all the tools for it, I think. As a matter of fact, I got two pieces I gotta pay him for yet. I haven't got them, but he has them. I told him I wanted a copper bell and I wanted a copper stuff box because I have my silver bells and I have a copper stuff box or a silver stuff box. I've got I have for me I have two of his bells. For me, I have two. One is that minor bell you guys have seen before, and the other one is the trees with the road going through it. I call it my Northwoods bell. I have those two. I have three other bells that I bought Christmas gifts for my daughters. I have three of those are all three 90% silver coin bells, and the handles are all 925 handles. And then I have the what do you call angel bells. They're 2 coins, but they're 40% with the short little silver handles on, 925 handles on. And so each girl gets a big bell and small bell, and then they get a Hillbilly Samurai custom pen for Christmas. And then I have a silver proof set for each one of their birth years. I paid for 2 today, and I got one coming. He's looking for it yet, the 94. I said that before. But I have 2 of Durbin's bells plus a snuff box, and I have a copper bell and a copper snuff box coming yet. And I don't know if he does anything else. I have to ask him if he has any other artwork that he does. I watched his video on making the bells, which I thought was cool as shit, man. Yeah, it's really neat how they can keep the date and the name and US and whatever on the outside of that coin. But that's, I don't know about Joe. He has so much knowledge about coins, but yet he doesn't have a coin shop. He has the home based business at home, and he sells coins, but I don't know if he collects a lot or if he just buys and sells. I don't know, but he sure got the knowledge about coins. Him and Frostbite they amaze me at times with the shit they know about coins, man. I haven't been really stacking silver since probably 2011 is when I started stacking silver. I bought stuff um, off of YouTube and um, newspaper ads. I bought shit like Government and Littleton and uh, those quackers for a few years until I found out that that was just overpriced normal shit. And when I started getting into stacking silver and found silver community, then that's when I started learning a lot. But at that time in 2011, that's when I was also getting ready to quit work. And I was researching where to put my 401k. And I found where to put it. And I put it in the metals. So that stuff's all in a commercial vault. All that money. That's gold, silver, and platinum. And then the stuff that I play with here, I have here, my Canadian stuff. Oh, my trapper coins. I showed them the other video too. It's a few coins that few people know about and fewer people own, but the National Trappers Association has a convention every year in a state somewhere. They put in bids for it and blah, blah, blah. And there was a guy that was doing a coin, a 1 ounce silver coin for that particular convention, that particular city and state with their logo on it and whatever. And he would sell them at the convention or pre-sale them or whatever. And I started buying them when he first made them. And then he started doing a 2 ouncer and I bought them. And then he started doing gold plated ones and I bought them. And then I looked him up and he had made other coins. He made a Jesus coin. He made a couple other wildlife coins and they didn't pan out. And so he quit doing them and I bought them too. I bought every coin that man's ever made except for one. And he only made 6 of them. And it was a 1 ounce gold National Trappers Association coin from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. I think it was in 1986, something like that. That thing is worth 5 times what the price of gold is right now. But I know there's only there's only 4 other people in the world that have one of those coins or a complete set. That's the only coin I need to make a complete set. I don't know if I'll ever get it bought. But I should have bought it 3 or 4 years ago when he wanted to sell it to me for $3,600. But gold was like 1,000, 1,200, and I go, nah, I don't think so. God, I should have bought it then. Shit. Boy, I don't know about making coins. Or making rings. I see some of the tools, and you got to have some specialty tools. You just have to have for doing stuff like that. But 3D wood, Durban, and what do you say? Rocky Mountain Bear. I got to write that down. Rocky Mountain Bear. Okay, and the other one is 3D. 3D what? 3D wood? 3D wood. Yes, I did see that tomahawk. That was pretty nice. I gotta admit. Ginger sent me the video of that. Wifey does most of what, man? Oh, come on, Great Scott. You got the tools, man. You should start doing that. 3D wood. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll have to look those guys up. 3D Woodworks. 3D Woodworks. Okay. I'll look some guys up and see. What does wifey do most of? Of the dog stuff? I know I know she does most of that stuff. I enjoy her. I watched the other one the other day. What was that one? It was about that real aggressive um, German Shepherd, I believe. Yeah, I know. I got to go back. I got that on my to watch video list. Um, go back and watch them puppies because I didn't get to see that live. But I will go back and look at that one. I want to see that video. And what kind of dog was that again? Was that the pit? It was a pitty, wasn't it? Oh, Malinois. Okay, yeah. All right, that's what it was. Yeah. Is she a good mother? Are Malinois good mothers? I suppose most of them are. Some mothers, though, you know, You got to watch. I guess with any animal, though, you get the aberration that don't make good mothers and could give a shit less about the pups when they're born. I guess you can have that in any animal, but I've never had a dog yet, and I used to raise terriers, English smoothcoat terriers. I haven't had one, never had one that wasn't a good mother. But I imagine there are some like that. Her first time, yeah. He's probably a little unsure what to do, but a lot of instinct there, so not not too terrible. I remember all of my dogs, all of their first times. So Abby was a good mother. She was a crossbred though. She had rat, she had fox. She was just a mutt terrier, but God, she was a good dog, good coon dog, man. If she had a coon under a building or a piece of concrete or something or in a tunnel, she would not leave that coon alone until it was dead. If it was alive, she was in there barking at it. And she wouldn't attack because if it was just one dog, usually you got to have two dogs, one at the tail, one at the head. And then when one bites, then the other one attacks, and then you know how that goes back and forth. And so if she had one back into a corner and the coon would fight her, she would just stand back and bark at it until that coon was dead. And so if somehow you had to kill that raccoon before you could get her out of that hole. And that means digging or getting a hole big enough to where you can get your hand and a gun in there, a flashlight and a gun, and shoot that coon. Once you shoot that coon, it's dead. She doesn't care anymore. Out she'll come. Great dog. Great dog. Hunter, my male, he was my primary male, English smooth coat. And if I had known how valuable he was, I never would have put him in a hole with a coon, or around guns. But man, he was a hell of a coon dog. And he'd take them head first every time. He was hell on coons, man. And he didn't care if there was only one dog and that coon, he was going to take it. And it would come out of the hole. Love that dog, man. Love that dog. He threw some great litters too. I bought him. Where'd I get him, man? Oh, I bought him from a guy down in Washington, Iowa. That was the last pup he had. And I bought him and took him home. My middle daughter was with me when I did. Mom's not going to like this. And Mom didn't like that when I brought him home because we were living in town at the time. And we really didn't have a place to keep a dog. We had a big backyard, but it wasn't fenced in. So when he was old enough to go out on a chain and collar, he had, a 20, 30-foot chain in his doghouse and everything. And the kids could go out and play with him whenever they wanted. And they could take him on a leash, but you couldn't let him go. Yeah, he was a good dog, man. Yeah, when we got him, that guy that had him really didn't know. We put him in the car to take him home, and as we were driving home, he threw up, and the throw up was just full of worms. So to the vet, and we got the medication for him, and found out he didn't have any of his medication or shots or damn thing. So we got him everything, got him cleaned up, got him healthy, turned into a great dog, man. What did he live? 11 years? I think it was 11 years. I have never had a terrier. And they always say that small dogs live longer than big dogs. I have never had a terrier go over 12 years. Never. I think my last dog, Ridgway, was a Feist Terrier, because he was a mixed terrier too. He had some Patterdale in him. He had some Rat. He had some Fox. But just a terrier, 26 pounder. I think he lived to be 12 when the mailman ran him over. Asshole. See, he liked to chase the mailman. He liked to chase the neighbor when he comes over with his four-wheeler side by side. He'll chase him and my brother when he comes over. And he knows those cars, see, so he will chase them. But any other car he won't chase. And it was fun for him. And I think the mailman just wasn't paying attention. And the dog was, biting at a tire or whatever. And the mailman turned out on the road and the dog was just a step too slow. So I had to bury him last spring. I don't know if I'm going to get another dog. I think if I get another dog, I want another terrier, but I want a big terrier. I want a pit bull. Holy crap, John. 13 puppies? Good Lord Almighty. Well, I can't understand how a Rottweiler would be afraid of a puppy, but I don't know. It's good that your wife taught her to be a good mom. Tiger, I found my female Abby when she had litter, and I chewed my girls out for her because they were the ones supposed to be doing the chores and counting pups every time they go in there. I went out one time and I was missing a pup. So I got them all out there. We were looking for that pup, and there's no way it could have crawled out of that cage because I had them in a caged-in, fenced-in run, doghouse in there and a heat lamp and all that good stuff. My wife says, well, I hate to say this, but look at her stomach. And she was full. So my wife said, well, what probably happened was there was something wrong with the pup, and she ate it. She got rid of it. And she was a good mother to the rest of the pups. I think she had 8 or 9. Good mother to the rest of the pups. But I think my wife was right. There was something wrong with that pup, and she ate it. She got rid of it. Now, I don't know if they would do that with healthy puppies. That would be something else. I suppose if they ate healthy puppies, I'd have to put a muzzle on them too, or take them away and bottle feed them or something. Yeah, I don't. I can give everybody ranches, but I don't know how to do it. I think I'd have to do that after the stream. I'll try to do that. But Black Russians are a big dog, aren't they? I've seen them on your channel, and they were working with that reactive German Shepherd, and that Black Russian they had in there, that calm dog, was huge, dude. That's a huge dog. I don't know if I could afford the dog food for that. No, I think I will probably go to a shelter and I will see if I can find a pitty 3 to 4 years old that maybe even older that's already housebroken that just needs a good home. I don't want a pup. I don't want to have to train a pup. I'm not as nimble and quick-footed, and I can't be after a pup up and down all day, letting it out, letting it in. I just can't. I can't do that. So I think I'm going to get an older dog that's already housebroken, that needs a good home, needs a little love. See, I'm old too. I'm 68. I don't really need another dog that's going to live 20 years. I really don't. If I get another dog that lives a good 10, 15 years, um, and has a good life instead of a shelter life, then yeah, I'll go for that. I'll do that. And what's the number one dog in shelters I get put down most of the time? Pit bulls or bully breeds. So yeah, Rottweilers. I knew God damn it, my accountant for my business when I lived out by Chicago, out in Illinois. She had Rottweilers. And I'd go over to her place all the time. They didn't know me, but she was there, so they trusted me. And I sat on the couch next to them, and they would look me in the face, and I just wouldn't pay attention to them, and didn't make any difference to them. Rottweiler is a good dog. I don't mind a Rottweiler at all. They're just big, and they got a lot of hair. I like a short-haired dog, to tell you the truth. I don't want a corgi. I don't want nothing that small. Corgi, no, I'm not much for the little dogs. Although um, Chihuahuas, Chihuahuas, they make good little watchdogs. But what can they do? They're little ankle biters. I want a dog if somebody comes in the house that they're scared of. But I don't want it too big. I don't want it short haired. And a pit bull's about the right. Especially if you have, because like my daughter's pit bull, Pfeiffer, she does not trust strangers at all. Her hackles come up all the way from her tail to her neck. She growls even when you're with her and you say it's okay, they're fine, let them in. Um, my daughter is the only one that could put her to get her to relax with a strange person. I can't get her to relax. But she didn't like me either. When we first met, my daughter just let her run because I got a 3-acre farm here that she can run on. And I was out in the shed just grinding and welding on some steel, and sparks were flying, and she was standing 15, 20 feet away from me the whole time. Every time I go someplace, other shed, get a tool, come back, she always followed me. She followed me around. I realized at that time that dog was a people dog. She had to be around people, which pit bulls are. They're people dog. They have to be around people. And their nature is so trusting that that's why they become bait dogs or fighters, because they trust what their owners tell them to do. They trust too much, actually. They love hard, man. But my daughter's pit bull does not trust. She does not trust new people. You have to spend a good 4, 5, 6 hours with her before that dog will trust you, will let her guard down. Now, my youngest daughter, my little girl, youngest daughter, what is she, 26, 27, um, has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boyfriends or something like that. Each one of them's got along with her dog, but they've spent enough time around her where that dog has let its guard down around those people. I have a friend lives 30 minutes away. Him and his wife come up here. That dog doesn't trust him at all, but they don't spend any time up here. they show up once every 6 to 8 months, and then they expect that dog to like them. No, no. And it bit my brother, bit him in the ass or right in the back of his leg one time. And I told him, I said, don't try and pet that dog. Don't look at that dog. Don't pay it any attention. Just don't acknowledge it even exists. Okay, me and you can sit here and have a conversation, and that dog will sit there and growl at you, but won't do anything. But if I'm not here, don't try and pet the dog. Well, I went in the kitchen to go get coffee or something, and the dog was out in the mudroom, and he tried to pet it or do something, and that dog nabbed his ass. It took him a good 6 weeks to heal up from that one. But I told him. I warned him. It's all you can do with people, man. I don't know if I'd want to cross a German short hair with a pit bull. I don't know. They might make a good hunting dog then. For birds. I mean, pit bulls were bred to do what? They're bred to hunt furry creatures, furry little creatures. That's why my daughter's pit bull doesn't like cats and has killed 2 or 3 of my cats when I had that many. I only have 1 now. Well, 2. I got a wild one around here, but she doesn't like cats. She'll kill them. My dog, on the other hand, when I had him, Ridgway, he would chase cats only if they ran away from him. If they stood their ground, he would try and play with them then. So, but yeah, if you want a pit bull to like a cat, they have to be raised around cats. They really do. And they're just bred. They make great hog hunting dogs. That's because they're bred to kill shit. Bears, hogs, anything with fur on it that's small. That's what they were bred to do. That's what terriers are bred to do. They're not a herding dog like a German Shepherd or Malinois or something like that. But German Shepherds and Malinois make great police dogs. Some pit bulls do too. You can train them to do that just because of that instinct they were bred for. And I don't think people realize that when you get a dog, you have to do a little bit of thinking and analyzing about what you want the dog for. What do you want it to do? And what is that breed that you're looking at bred for? What is their history? What are they designed to do? Because not all dogs are bred to do the same thing, And I don't think people think about that a lot. I like a big, scary dog, like a pitty or a staffy. But I also want a couch potato. I want a dog to sleep with me in bed. I want them on the couch around here. I want them to tell me when they want to go outside, so I'll let them outside. First thing I do with my dogs is I put them on a leash and I walk them around the property. This is your property. This is what you protect. You don't go out there in the field. You don't go out running in the woods unless I'm with you. This is your property right here. This 3 acres right here. You walk them around the property. You walk them around the property. You walk them around the property. That's how they get to know where their boundaries are. And my terrier Ridgway was great. He would never go outside those boundaries, except when he went on the road to chase his favorite little vehicles. That's the only time. proved to be his undoing, but that still saddens me a little bit. You know what? That didn't have to happen, but I think the mailman just not paying fucking attention, sitting there sorting his mail as he's driving away, and went like that and hit the dog. And the dog was old. He was 12 years old. His step was slowing. He wasn't as quick. So, yeah, happens, man. I don't blame the mailman. I call him an asshole, but he's a good mailman. He brings shit up to the house and leaves it by the door. So can't complain about a guy like that. I mean, he did come up to the house and tell me he hit the dog, but then he took off and went down the road and left my dog laying in the middle of the road. Asshole. Could have at least moved him off to the side, but he didn't. I had to go pick him up. But, life goes on. Man, Boxer's a good dog. Boxer's a good dog. And if I got an older one, probably the spring would have been worn down on him by then. And by that, I mean, young boxers are nothing but a coil spring. They are nothing but boundless energy. Boundless energy. And they need strict limits. They have to know who is boss, and they need to mind commands. I watched a guy here in Iowa, part of the Iowa Trappers Association, and they help a lot with conventions. He had a boxer, and I watched that boxer from a pup up until a full-grown dog. That puppy was just so full of energy all over the convention and just jumping on people and having a good time. And then a couple conventions later, that dog was not jumping on people, would sit when commanded, would lay when commanded, would follow, didn't have to be on leash. He was always right by his side. He always heeled. He stopped, dog stopped, sat down. He started walking, dogs beside him. That's how you have to train a boxer, in my opinion. Well, a lot of dogs that should be that way, but see you, John Jacobs. We're going to have to end it here. We're at 2.5 hours. It's kind of what are we, 12 o'clock at night? Oh, Jesus Christ. 1:13 in the morning. And I used to give Kiwi shit about that. All right, guys. Well, if we lost most everybody, Raid Kiwi, is he on? All right, we can go do that. Let me see. Who do I got up here? Well, Tin TV was live before, and I was listening to her, and they started doing something here. Is Kiwi on? I'm looking right now. I don't see him. Hold up. Let me go over here in my subscription bar. I think I'm still subscribed. I hope I'm still subscribed. God dang it. I have to. Let's go to. Oh, man. I'll tell you, up at the top of YouTube, let's go to Bennels. We'll see what we got there. All right. Oh, I don't see it, man. I don't see Kiwi on. So we're gonna have to raid somebody else. See you, Great Scott. Kiwi's live? How come I don't have a? All right, let's go over there then. Let's go over there. Tell them it's a Gary raid. All right, we'll end her. We'll see you guys. Remember, live free or die. Vote. Country needs you, man. See ya.